What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And got to cover a story that has been circulating around the internets. And Tucker Carlson actually picked up the story and he went into it. But there's some things about this story and his coverage of it that I think I need to highlight to show some of the bias that's going around and might even bring out some of the motives of the liberal media and others who, for whatever reason, become very outraged over certain stories, but very quiet over other ones. And these are situations, whether you're black or white, pink, purple, orange, yellow, fuchsia, it doesn't matter. You should be upset with it. So with no further ado, let's check in and see what Tucker's talking about when it comes down to our elderly. Let's see.
But the real story is even worse than that.
Worse than
thanks to bad policies.
Okay.
Many nursing homes have banned all visits from relatives, even those who have tested negative for the coronavirus. That means for millions of aging Americans, lockdowns equal suffering alone, marooned in isolation away from children and grandchildren, often
sad.
in the final days of their lives.
Okay.
It's hard to imagine anything sadder than that, but in fact, there is something sadder.
What?
No visitors means no real supervision.
Oh, that's
no one who cares about the elderly can check in and see how they're doing. This is an invitation to the most awful kinds of abuse.
Okay.
Take a look at this video. It's from the Westwood Nursing Center in Detroit. We warn you, and we don't say this lightly, it is highly upsetting. We think you should see it because it's real.
Okay. Now, what you're listening to right now is some fool, some animal that's been stuck in a human's body, beating on a 75-year-old man. Now, this peanut right here has the nerve to beat this old man up in a nursing home, punching him in his face. Tucker only plays maybe 10, 15 seconds of the clip, but he said it went on for 90 seconds. Now, imagine you being a helpless old man that is getting hit in your face, unable to move, unable to block anything, unable to yell and tell somebody help, by this young 20-year-old man punching him in the face, and you can't do nothing, just for no reason. There is no reason in the world that this guy has to be doing that. Someone's paying this dude to watch over these people, and this is what he's doing behind closed doors. But what makes it even worse is this animal right here filmed it and put it on social media as if people would see it and laugh about it and joke about it. I mean, this got to be the dumbest assaulter that I've ever seen. Yeah, let me film myself beating up a 75-year-old man and stick it on social media. Now, he got put in jail, and he should be. This is the kind of guy that would make me come out of an early retirement if they brought me out and said, look, we need you to deal with a special type of people who, because they do things that you look at and you say, wow, that right there was unhuman. I mean, what human being could do that and still have his conscience intact? So we need someone to maybe deal with this unhuman human. Yeah, just stick me in the room with him for about, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 days, not minutes, 30, 40 days. And then we'll see how he feels to get punched in his face daily, repeatedly, over and over again by somebody who got the strength to punch him back. See, so here's this guy doing this, but I also find it a little interesting as well, because Tucker goes on to show several other clips of abuse in these elderly homes. Now, this is where things get a little tricky, and I think sometimes things need to be highlighted. I wonder why Tucker's one of the few people who's covering this story, and some of the other ones, because as you watch these clips, the majority of these people that have been caught abusing these people are black. Now, here's the reason I'm bringing this up. Because as a black man, I could bring this up, talk about it, and nobody's going to say, man, you a racist or whatever. I'm bringing it up to show the unfair coverage and the motive of the media and the Democrats and all of these people when anything looks a bit fishy that takes place and it happens to a black man and it's done by a white man. They run that story 24 hours a day. Now, there has to be a motive because, see, I'm watching this right here and I'm thinking this right here is newsworthy. This should be on CNN, MSNBC, and all the rest of them. But Tucker Carlson decides to pick it up. And I'm wondering, why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you showing not only this black man, but the two black women who made some elderly people fight it out and was filming that, or the one black lady who was sexually assaulting one of these elderly people? And I'm wondering, why aren't you guys covering that? Could it be because they want to cover certain narratives that will further divide the country and not be fair and objective when reporting the news? Because if I'm a news station and I hear about this abuse, whether a black person's doing it, white person's doing it, I'll be all over it. Now, think about this. If this was a white young man, 20-year-old, punching a black elderly man in the face repeatedly, do you think that they would be silent about it? Tucker will report on that. I believe Fox will probably cover it as well. But CNN would run it into the ground, and they would use that to say this is further evidence that President Trump and all of his rhetoric is emboldening these people to do things like this. I mean, people are just exercising all types of hidden racism that's been suppressed for years. And when Trump came in office, immediately it was like, whew, finally we got a president that supports our racism, so let's go ahead and beat up an elderly person. See, so when you look at this abuse, whether this abuse is done by a white man, a black man, any of these cases that Tucker highlights, any of these cases should be newsworthy. People should be bringing this out. Abuse of the elderly, whether it's done by someone white or black, or abuse of anyone, whether it's done by someone that's white and black, should be newsworthy. And it shouldn't always have to revolve around, all right, today a white man attacked a black man. How about this man attacked this man? Right here. Okay, Tucker never even said a young black 20-year-old beating up an old 75-year-old white man. Why is that relevant? Because this is a human that is acting like an animal, and it has nothing to do with white, black, yellow, or purple, and he's beating on another human that's helpless and is 75 years old. That's the story. The story isn't racial. It is simply this person should be held accountable for his behavior along with anybody else that would do something like that. And it doesn't need to be highlighted whether they're black or white, or covered versus whether you don't cover it based on black or white. So abuse is abuse, and especially these garbage folks that are abusing the elderly people. They should be ashamed of themselves, but there is another group that is abusing the elderly. I would be remiss to, lead this up. The Democrats are abusing Joe Biden. They know what they're doing. They sticking old Joe out there. I mean, their abuse is pretty bad with him. I mean, that's just a sidebar conversation. We also need to be covering that. The fact that y'all just dragging this man out there and parading. I mean, you know Joe ain't right. You know that. That's elderly abuse too. But not like this abuse right here. This abuse, these people need to be dealt with harshly. And this guy right here, I hope he do some time. This is one of them cases that I want to follow up on. I'm looking at this and this guy punching this old man in his face. And I'm thinking, if that was my pop's old man, Teddy, it would take everybody in the world to keep me from choking this dude out in the courtroom. I would be like Clubber Lang when he fought Rocky, and Rocky finally got a punch in, and then he didn't want to go back to his corner, and they was dragging Clubber, and he was going, yeah, just to hold Clubber back. That's what I would be like in the courtroom. This guy right here needs the business, and it's not based on whether he's white or black. And I wish the media would do their job instead of saying, what stories can we highlight and find to show how racially divided this country is, and how the rhetoric of Donald Trump is further emboldening these people. But look, if stuff comes up and it's black people, we don't want to paint them as somebody who's violent and do some things like that either. We're quiet on that one. But we'll show any white person. All that is a tactic. It's divisive. And them not covering this story is evidence of that. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you black or white, we all can identify with horrific animal behavior like this man. And I hope he pays a serious price. God bless you. Don't forget, check me out every Wednesday night, 7:30 live on Facebook, YouTube, and my radio blog talk show. Hit like, share, subscribe, and the notification button. Make sure you're still subscribed and your notifications are set to all. And then finally, check out Extreme Teas, my sponsor. If you like the products, put Kevin in the promo code. You get a 20% discount. And if you want to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, feel free. There's a link below. God bless. See you next time in Kevin's Corner. And by the way, the fan that said they missed me in my original corner, which was my car at first, I'm back. You know what I mean? I'm back. I always tell people Kevin's Corner is where Kevin is at. All right, wherever I go, there I am. Now, God bless y'all. See y'all next time in Kevin's Corner.